You guys have talked to Eric Bieniemy. He's a high energy guy. He loves the game of football. I love his passion. He's a great teacher, but also he's a friend. He's a mentor, and someone that I really look forward to working with.
Speaking of Bieniemy, pretty lively practice today. When he's, getting into the quarterbacks a little bit, I've noticed, they'll come over and talk to you. And I guess what's that relationship, that dynamic like when, they're getting instruction from Eric and then they're coming over for you for, I guess, further explanation?
Yeah. Well, I just have to be that sense of calmness for him, And like I said, Coach Bieniemy, he's a high passion guy, high energy guy. He loves the game of football. He works hard at it. And as a coach, you always want things to be perfect, And in practice, we understand things are not going to be perfect, but we try to strive for perfection every single day. And, he gets at him a little bit, Sometimes he takes his turns to get at him. Sometimes I take my turn to get at him, So we kind of play the good, bad cop deal. But those guys will continue to learn every single day. And we couldn't be more proud of them and where they're at right now.
Bieniemy was really tough on them today, but then they responded and made some good plays. So how satisfying was that to see, just the response like that, the effectiveness?
It's good, because when you talk about a football game, you have so many ups and downs. And, sometimes you have some good plays. Sometimes you have some things that stall drives. But the opportunity of getting in and dusting yourself off and making sure that you're ready to play the next play is always important. So that's what we try to put in their head here. So now, practice is pretty much harder than the game. So we want to be able to make the game an easy situation to where something bad happens in the game, that now we're able to dust ourselves off and respond with the next single play.
Do you feel like the depth is sufficient right now, or do you feel like you've got to get somebody out of the portal to kind of supplement these guys?
I'm not even thinking about that right now, The guys that we have in the room are the guys that we have in the room. And, it's my job as the quarterback coach to make sure, just from a fundamental and technique standpoint, that those guys are up and ready to go and available and understand exactly what we're doing on the offensive side of the ball. After spring football, then I kind of worry about, everything for us, the new guys that are coming in. And I understand it's a window for the portal, but we're happy with the guys that we have in the room at this particular time.
Speaking of which, Justin Martin's development, I know you weren't here before, but what have you thought of him? And maybe you saw some film on him before you saw him out here live. What have you thought of him and his progression?
I think Justin is doing an awesome job. You're talking about a guy who's like 6'3", 6'4". I told him, a good friend of mine, Aaron Brooks, who used to play with the Saints, he reminds me of Aaron Brooks so much, But you're talking about a guy who's really developing on the football field. The way that he attacks the meetings, writing everything down, processing the information, obviously because of the transition with the terminology and everything. Obviously, it's going to be, some transition. All right, but he has took the bull by the horns. He's done an excellent job, and we're looking for him to continue to develop.
How's been attacking the recruiting trail for you? I know most recently in the pros, but how's doing high school and transfer?
It's good. I'm a people's person. I love talking to parents. I love talking to kids. My ultimate objective is to, when kids come here to UCLA, just to have a plan in place for those kids to be able to develop. And if they want to have an opportunity to play in the National Football League, we now give them the tools, on the field as well as in the meeting room to give them an opportunity to be successful. And that's what we're about here.
What's the chemistry between the quarterbacks and the O-line right now? I know it's early in spring, but we saw Josh Garland at center today, which was a little different.
Yeah, we're kind of moving some pieces around, and it's all about putting the best five on the football field, Who's ever on the football field, we just got to make sure that first and foremost we communicate the play, we receive the snap, and, we have an opportunity to put 7 points on the board.
When Deshaun Foster took over the program, a lot of questions were, who's he going to bring in as far as veteran assistants and that sort of thing. Is there anything particular that he's maybe leaned on you or Eric as far as he, puts together how he wants this program to look in the future?
Well, we're all throwing out ideas, whether it's practice ideas, whether it's offensive ideas. A lot of guys, have a lot of experience around that table. And the more that we can be on the same page gives us a better opportunity to be successful. So he hadn't asked me anything in particular, but I know him and Coach EB, communicate a lot whether it's on practice, whether it's on offensive scheme, whether it's on just better ways to do things. I know that conversation usually happens, but no, he hadn't asked me anything particular. But I'm enjoying my time here. I'm enjoying my time. This is my first time in California for a long time. My wife loves it. My daughter will be here for the spring game. And, I'm looking forward for my first time to be able to go to the Rose Bowl. Saw it on film. The guys, the quarterbacks, they talk about it. I said, Coach, don't be scared when you go in there. It's like 100,000, people and all of this stuff, all right? But the Rose Bowl have so much history. And just getting the opportunity to go over there for the first time with the spring game, could look forward. So why not come to UCLA?
What have you thought about off-the-field question with Chase Griffin? I mean, he's Mr. NIL, right? And he was testifying in front of Congress, and now he's got this Athletes Bureau online platform. What have you thought of his just presence as in that department, kind of being an impressive person?
Chase is going to be one of the next presidents of the United States, and I really mean that. My first conversation with him, I saw his vision, I saw his work ethic, I saw not only how he cares about the game of football, but how he cares about people. And that's Chase Griffin in a nutshell. And those are the type of guys from a character standpoint that we want in the quarterback room. So he's doing an excellent job, not only on the football field, but obviously out in the community also.
NIL is obviously such a big part of college sports now. Have you ever picked his brain about, because he's kind of like the guy in that department?
Yeah. I picked his brain. We had like a 5-minute conversation, and he just told me about, some of the things he's doing with his podcast, and, I think Charles Schwab, and, just other NIL deals that he have available for him. And, the main thing is just financial literacy, and just making sure that you take care of your money and you make sure you put a team around you that can allow you to be successful, not only for short-term, but long-term, Jay.
As far as priorities for the quarterbacks, last couple of practices in the spring coming up, is there anything particular that you're still waiting to see them, put on practice film and show a better understanding of?
No, our ultimate objective every single day is just to get better, and if we get better every single day, obviously it would be better when we come back for training camp. We've thrown a lot of situations on these guys up until this point. We talked about 2-minute situations, backed up situations, red zone, third down. Those are all the situations that you have in the football game. And if we can continue to master those situations, it's just going to ultimately make us better in the quarterback room for game situations.
What's your evaluation of Ethan Garbers and how he's kind of working and maybe competing with Justin a little bit?
Yeah, all of those guys are competing well. Ethan has done an excellent job. Just having a conversation with him and him sharing to me his vision on what he wants to get accomplished, and not only on the field, but even off the field, how he has attacked the classroom. If he's not in class, he's in there watching extra film. The installs that we've had. This is an NFL offense that we're running, and Ethan Garbers is doing a great job, not only in the meeting room, but every day with his leadership qualities on how he gets the other 10 guys on the same page. I'm impressed with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.